वक्रतुंड महाकाय कोटि सूर्य समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थः प्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरो वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। Okay. So we are still looking at Tatpurusha Samasas. And in Tatpurusha, last time we looked at what is called as Upapada Tatpurusha. And Upapada Tatpurusha means basically it is really a conditional Kridanta. A Kridanta can be formed only when it forms a compound with a Subanta Pada, another Subanta Pada. Therefore, the word form by joining the Krit Pratyaya to the Dhatu may not be an independent word. Like we saw, Kumbham Karoti iti Kumbhakaraha. And the word Kara, you cannot say Kumbhasya Karaha, Kumbhakaraha. That won't work. There is no word Kara. Kara is purely formed when there's a compounding happening. That's why I said it's better to look at it as a conditional Kridanta. That's a simple way to look at it. So we saw a lot of examples. In view of time, I will not get into those. I will take the next topic today. We will get into Nanj Tatpurusha. Okay. So what is Nanj Tatpurusha? Nai, really Nai Tatpurusha. I shouldn't say Nanj. That Ja is not there. Nai. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Nai. That's the real pronunciation. But from childhood, I've been hearing from school time, Nanj. So that Nanj only comes first. But it should be Nai Tatpurusha. So what is Nai Tatpurusha? Nai is like our Hindi Nahi, okay? Negation. In that Nai, that Nya is a it letter. Tasya lopaha, halantyam. It's an it letter. Upadesha. So what is remaining now? Nakara, Akara. That is the content of Nai. What does it mean? Negation. Meaning is negation. So what is the Vigraha Vakya? Negate. So you say, Shubham. What is negation? Na Shubham. What will it be? Ashubham. So typically, so negation can be of two types, two basic types, if I can say that. One is where negation is important. Another one where negation is important, all right, but what is emphasized is something positive, which negates something. So, suppose, I say a non-citrus fruit. A non-citrus fruit. Non is nai, okay? So, what do you mean when I say non-citrus fruit? Does a fruit come to your mind or does nothing come to your mind? Does absence come to your mind? A fruit comes to your mind. Correct? So when I say non-citrus fruit, I mean a fruit which negates the nature of being citric. Okay? Whereas the other thing can be, this is a no-go zone, suppose I say. No-go zone. What does it mean? There is no scope for doing anything else, okay? No-go means no-go. That's all. I'm only saying don't cross this boundary. Correct? So these are two basic ways in which the particle, the avyaya, nai may be used. So the one where you negate one thing, the predominance is for negating. That is called a prasajya pratishedha. prasajya pratishedha. And the other one is called paryudasa pratishedha. Paryudasa pratishedha. What is paryudasa? It will bring something in its wake. It's not purely a negation. It's bringing something. Sadrik grahi. Paryudasa means what? Sadrik grahi. Something similar is brought in. Because something is negated. As I said, when I say non-citrus, will you bring a stone? What will you bring? Non-citrus. Even if I didn't say fruit, will you bring a stone? What will come to your mind? Something which is citrus in the same jati without that citrusness. Are you with me? So if I say, bring a, a non-plastic bottle, what comes to your mind? Non-plastic. Will you bring some towel with me? You will bring a bottle, a glass, a steel bottle, perhaps, a copper bottle, perhaps. But what is it all doing? Sadrik graph. Sadrik means something similar. What is similar? Bottle is similar. What is none there? Non-plastic. Make sense? So you're only negating one, but the emphasis of the compound is in bringing something other than what is negated, belonging to the same class. Okay. Non-dairy. You're ordering food on an airline. What do you order? Non-dairy. What does it mean? Do you want food or you don't want food? You want food or don't want food? You want. But what food do you want? Food that excludes dairy. You're not going to give, a monkey. Understand what I mean by sadrigrahi? Something which is different but belonging to the same class. That would be the help. Right? So these are called paryudasanani. Okay. Do you see anything on the screen there? No, okay. Some transliteration kind of thing. Is it showing up? Is it disturbing?
It came, Swamiji.
Is it disturbing?
No, I think I switched it off.
Okay. No, I mean, if you can switch it off, you can. I just, it came up and said you can do a free trial. I said, let's see what it shows up. Okay. So, paryudasananj and prasajya pratishedha. Or prasajya pratishedha, paryudasa pratishedha. Paryudasa is sadrik grahi. Graha, it brings something in its wake. Whereas other one is what? Only pratishedha. Only negates. So whenever you use a na in a sentence, like I say, with a verb, like saying, Ramaha pathati, Ramaha na pathati. What is that? What is that going to be? It is going to be always prasajya pratishedha. When in a verb you add na separately, it will be prasajya pratishedha. But if you are using it with a noun, means there's a compound happening with nine, then typically it will be a paryudasana. Not always, generally. Okay? So this is what nine is. Now, there is another way of looking at nine compounds, another classification. And that classification is a six-fold classification. So six-fold classification, which tells you it is what's the meaning? Abhavarthenai, alparthenai, or is it anyarthenai? So like this, there are total of 6. This is another way of looking at the meaning. So I would say the prasajya pratisheda will almost go with abhava. And the remaining 5 will be for the paridasa. Okay. These meanings are not always very important, but sometimes we emphasize it. A typical place where you emphasize it is when you have the word avidya. When you hear the word avidya, what is it? What is vigraha now? Na vidya, avidya. Vigraha vakya will always be na and that word. Na vidya, avidya. Now the question is, what does na vidya mean? Does it mean absence of knowledge? Is it abhavartha? We say it is not. We don't accept abhavarthe. Then what is it? We say it is virodharthe nai. Virodhartha means what? It is opposed to vidya. Avidya is that which is opposed to vidya. Avidya is not an absence of vidya. It is something which is opposed to vidya. See the difference? If we say abhavarthe avidya, then what will happen? An abhava cannot cause a problem. Therefore, whole Vedanta is useless because avidya doesn't cause any problem. A non-existent tiger will not eat me. A present tiger only the problem. So people who will translate avidya as abhava, for them vidya is of no consequence really. Because avidya cannot cause a problem. A non-existent abhava, an abhava yukta avidya means an avidya which is not there. Avidya which is not there cannot be a cause of any problem. Whereas virodhartha, when we say, then what happens? Now you know that avidya is that which is opposed to vidya. Asura is opposed to sura. Okay. So like this, we have to understand sometimes the contextually we will give a specific meaning. Normally we don't. But in the Vedanta context, this avidya word we will always emphasize that it is not abhavartha, it is virodhartha. Another meaning is alpartha. What is alpartha? Suppose I say, a lot of people are adhanaha. In a Swasti Vachana, we say, adhanaha sadhanaha santu. What does it mean? Adhana means what? Nadhanam, adhanam. Okay. Actually, that example of the mantra will go to bahuvrihi. Not a good example there. But all I'm saying is when I say adhana, does it mean dhanasya abhavaha? It could be. It could be. None can stand for many meanings. But typically, what does it mean? It means alpartha. You have dhanam, but not enough. You would like more. Those who have less money would like to have more money. Okay? Therefore, adhanaha sadhanaha santu. Those who don't have money or who have less money, may they become wealthy. That's our prayer. That is example of what? Alparthena. Oh, he is unintelligent. English. He is unintelligent. Does it mean he has no intelligence? Or does it mean he has less intelligence? Means less, correct? So you understand? Alparth. Na does not always negate totally. It negates in a way. It negates plenty. It negates the possibility of, it tells you the possibility of having more. Similarly, avidya, I told you virodhartha. Now I can give another meaning. Avidya. Asamagra vidya. Incomplete. You have vidya, but not complete. You studied medicine for 5 years. Do you have vidya? Do you still have a vidya? What kind of avidya now? You have knowledge of medicine, but not enough to start treating people yet. Asamagra vidya. That is also none. Now the point is, how do you translate that depends on the context. The Vigrahavakya will always say avidya, na vidya. Or if the Tikakara or commentator is a little more kind, he might say, no, asamagra vidya or something like that. Swamiji used to talk like this, asamagra vidya. Now and then you would hear it. So we have to be cautious what meaning can come. Abhavartha, there are two possibilities. Abhavartha can be said by Tatpurusha. Abhavartha can also be said by a avyayi bhava compound, which we have not yet seen. So if you say avignam, it could be avyayi bhava, it could be Tatpurusha. But what is important? Avignam will always be, avyayi bhava will always be an avyaya. Whereas Tatpurusha will follow the gender of what is lacking. Could be avignaha, could be avigna, it could be avignam. But meaning will be what? Bhava. In that context, I'm saying. So abhavarthe you can have Tatpurusha, abhavarthe you can have avyayi bhava. So I can say avignam kurume deva. Avignamastu. That is avyayi bhava. Nirvignam kurume deva. That is not none. What is nirvignam? Nirgataha vignaha yasmat. Bahuvrihi. What kind of bahuvrihi? Nanj garbhita bahuvrihi. It's pregnant with nanj, the bahuvrihi. Nanj garbhita bahuvrihi. Okay? So like this, there are small differences which you have to be aware of. Otherwise, nanj is fairly straightforward. These are some things to be known. Right? Another thing is what? In the formation of nanj compounds, like even in English, what do you have? Even. What is the opposite? Uneven. Able. Unable. Ability. I have not said unability. Inability. Conscious. Unconscious. So, what do you find typically? Fatherly, unfatherly. Fatherly love, unfatherly. Unfatherly means what? Not like a father. That's what it means. Intelligent, unintelligent. But I have not seen a word undumb or in dumb. I haven't seen. Which means none cannot be done with everything, okay? Even in English. Very interesting. There is a limitation. How do you know which word will take un? You better know. Language has to be known. So, in Sanskrit also it is there. Now I say, heard, unheard, seen, unseen, able, unable. When will it become when will it become incapable? Incapable. How do you know? You better know each case. In Sanskritam, you have some relief. What is that? If the word begins, basically what happens when you add na, the na just is dropped. Whenever you add a na in a puropada, in a compound, like I say, Suppose I say na vidya. Na is the Purvapada. Na vidya. Then what should you do? You add the drop the nakara from the nine. What will remain? A will remain. Na goes, a remains. What will become? Avidya. Okay. Na pita, apita. So like this you will get. But then if the Uttarapada begins with a vowel, if the Uttarapada begins with a vowel, then what happens? Then the Uttarapada will take on, basically there will be an agama called nut. Nut means what? Nut. Na will remain. U is nasalized. It will go. Why will it go? What is the rule for it letter? Anunasika ach is it. Therefore, what will happen to that? A will go. What will remain? Nakara will remain. But it won't come before the A. It will come after the 9. You add 9. Nakara is first dropped. Now what is remaining? A. After A, one Na will. So you'll get what? Akasha, Anakasha. Asti, Nasti. What is that? Na asti. Okay, it's not a compound. Eka, Aneka. Ucha, Anucha. Has to be. Ritam, Anritam. You cannot make nar aritam. Anritam. Why? R is ach. Vowel. Krida, not a vowel. A krida. Sukha, asukha. Dukkha, adukha. Rule is clear. Now you add in a compound, nakara will always get dropped. But if it's a vowel beginning following word, then one na will come after the dropped. After that, a. And get an. No in, no un, only one an. Okay. Clear? Now we will look at the text, what we have to look at, so you can easily follow now. Okay. Nine Tatpurusa. The sutra, I just put it here, okay? 9. That's a sutra. 9. Samarthena subantena saha samasyate tatpurushya samasah bhavati. A 9 will combine a subanta to make a compound, and that compound is a Tatpurusha compound. We call Nanj Tatpurusha compound. What's going on? Thank you. Okay. So the Avyaya Nanj combines Subanta to form a Nanj Tatpurusha compound. We will just say Nanj compound sometimes. We don't say Nanj Tatpurusha all the time. Nanj means Nanj Tatpurusha. Okay. So I told you earlier, there are Nanj Garbhita bahuvrihi also, which may look very much like Nanj Tatpurusha, but they are not Nanj. They are Anyapada Pradhana. Okay. So if I say, Adhanaha, it can mean Nadhanaha, Adhanaha. Or it can be Avidyamanaha Dhanam Yesham Te. Ones who don't have wealth. Both words will look what? Adhana. All right. So you have to be cautious. Now, dhana is what kind of a compound? What kind of a gender? Neuter. So the word Tatpurusha had to be what? Adhanam. Dhanasya abhavam or dhanasya alpatvam adhanam. Bahuri will be what? Can be adhanam, can be adhanaha, can be adhana. depending on gender, because bahuvrihi is anya pada pradhanam. It is telling something else which doesn't have money. It is not talking of absence of money. It is talking of something where there is absence of money, or someone who doesn't have money. But the gender will follow the anya pada. Therefore, adhanaha, adhana, feminine, adhanam, kulam, will all be valid. That's why I said, when I said adhanaha, sadhanaha, santu, I said what? Adhanaha, not a good example. Why? It's a bahuvrihi. It should have been adhanani if it was tatpurusha. Or adhanam, cannot be adhanaha. That's why gender becomes important. You should remember what? Dhanam, dhane, dhanani. Then you know dhana is neutral. Otherwise, it's hard to know which one is which. We forget. Okay? All right. Now, the common changes that happen on Tatpurusha. First, na lopo nanyaha. This is what I told you. Just putting the sutra here, okay? So, that na, what is lopaha? It goes away. What goes away? The na of nai goes away. The na of nai goes away. So, what will you get? Just the will remain, which we talked about. Now, it's just a formal presentation of that same fact. So, example is what? Brahmana becomes Abrahmana. Vrishala becomes Avrishala. Surapa becomes Asurapa. What is happening? Na came, Nakara went, remained. Clear? Now, he says, Nanyaha Nalopaha Avakshepe Ting Upaksankhyanam. So, suppose you see this in a Tinganta. So, Tinganta normally doesn't have compounds. Right? But here, Pachasi means what? You cook. Apachasi means what? You cook very badly, Tirtha. Not that you don't cook. It says, Nalopaha avakshepe. Avakshepe means to put down. When I want to put down, suppose I say, oh, suppose I pachasiva. Then it means what? Are you cooking? Suppose I apachasiva, you're trouble, okay? Apachasi means you're doing a bad job, you're messing up my food, don't cook. Okay? So this is sukshma. So that here the sutra says this is also a usage. Apachasitvam jalma, akaroshitvam jalma. Jalma is a word where you're berating the fellow. That's why he's giving jalma. But what? Avakshepe, thing, thingi upasankhyanam. Even a thing will compound when this putting down meaning is there. So bad reading means what? Apatasi, I can say. So now, as I told you, if there is the Uttarapada begins with a vowel, ach, achi, then tasmat nut. So tasmat with what? Tasmat lupta nakarat nanyaha. Means you added a nan, dropped the nakara. After that, what will come? Nudagama bhavati. When? Ajadau uttarapade. When a uttarapada begins with a vowel, ach. Example, ajaha will become what? Anajaha. Ashwaha will become what? Anashwaha. So the nutagama, what's the content? Is nakara. Because ta will go, u will go. Nakara is the content. And it's added immediately after nan, which has allied its nakara. When a ajadi uttarapada follows. Nut being a tit gets added at the beginning of the ajadi uttarapada. You remember agama. This is an agama. Adyantau takitau. Tit will get added in the beginning. Kit will get added at the end. Okay. Now, some meanings of nan, which I mentioned to you. What are they? Nanyartha. This is a verse, okay? Which is a anushtup verse. If people like to memorize, they can memorize. Tatsadrishyam abhavascha tadanyatvam tadalpata aprashastyam virodascha nanyartha shat prakirtita. This is how people remember, okay? I don't remember this verse, but that's how people remember 6 meanings. You don't remember which ones. Memorize the verse and it's in your head. So, tat sadrishyam, first meaning. What does it mean? different from what is negated, but has some similarity. Like I told you, non-citrus, sadrisham. The example here is what I've given an example. This typical example. Abrahmanam anaya. What does it mean? Bring a person. Anaya. Bring a person. But what should he be? Somebody other than a Brahmana. Who will you bring? Bring another person from another Varna, like Kshatriya or a Vaishya, or whoever you can bring. Why not just a human being? You could, but then here Brahmana, the Varna. What is being negated is Brahmana Varna. So it is Tat Sadrishyam. Varna Sadrishyam is there, but negation of what particular Varna. So you get a Brahmana Manya. Second meaning here, see, Tat Sadrishyam, Tad Abhavascha. Abhava is what now? Absence. Avignam mastu. This is a example of a avyay bhava. Because anywhere you can use it, not only Nanj Tatpurusha. There are 6 meanings of Nanj, okay? Can be anywhere. Apapam astu. Let there be no papa. Let there be an absence of papas. Like that. Then, third meaning is what? Abhavascha tadanyatvam tadalpata. Anyatvam, then alpata. What is anyatvam? Anyatvam is when I say anashvam praninam anaya. Anashvam anaya. Means what? Bring something other than a horse. Ashwa is a horse. So what should you bring? A cow, a goat, a sheep, anything. That's all. So again, the meaning is you have to bring something which is different. All right. Here, that sadrishyam is not necessary. But still, typically, if I say anashwam, you will not bring some stone. You will bring another animal. So you have to see which meaning will fit better. We have to look at. Then, tadanyatvam viso tadalpata. Not a complete absence, but presence of less smaller quantity or magnitude. Like what? Suppose there's a person and you say, hey, come on, you put on a lot of weight. Udaram means stomach, okay? You've got a big belly now. And a person, no, aham anadura udara. Udara means belly. Anudara means what? I don't have a belly. Hey, come on. Everybody has a belly. How can you not have one? Means small. So in our language, Sanskrit, one typical word is anudara kanya. Means what? A woman who has no waist. Come on, every woman will have a waist. Every man has a waist. What does it mean? It means she has a very minimal waistline. That's all it means. That's meaning for what? Alparthin. Adhanam. I gave an example in class. Adhanam. Not having no money, but lack of money, less money. Aprashastyam. Prashasta means praiseworthy. Aprashastyam, not praiseworthy, means contemptible, worthless. So, Abrahmana means what? Now, you're not talking of a Vaishya or a Kshatriya. You're talking of a Brahmana. But what kind of a Brahmana? A Brahmana who is only a Brahma Bandhu. This is another nice way of saying, okay? Brahma Bandhu means what? He is only related to Brahmana. Means he is Brahmana by name. By his actions, by his karma, by his attitude, he is what? A Brahmana. He is not a Brahmana. So this is the aprashastyam. So you can see now, when I say abrahmana, it could be anyarthe, it could be aprashastyarthe. Right? Suppose in a sabha I say it's abrahmanam, it could be abhavarthe. Okay? So, for example, you have a yajna. If it is can have less annam, can have no annam distributed. Both will be none. But the meaning will be entirely different. Okay? So we have to be cautious. Sometimes we emphasize which type of meaning, not every time. So if you start asking every line what meaning it is, sometimes it's hard because multiple meanings can apply too. Then virodharthe. What is that? Opposed to meaning. Example, adharma. What is adharma? Adharma means that which is opposed to dharma. You cannot have dharma and adharma together in the same action. Either it's dharma or it's dharma. Either it is dark or it is light. Either you see or you don't see. See again, abhava can also be brought in. I can say absence of light. Possible. What meaning is intended has to be looked at in a context. But that is the meaning of abhava. Virod, sorry. Avidya, I put that here so you know. Avidya is our main example for Vedanta. The rest of it may not be so relevant for us. Now we look some examples. Sandeha means what? A doubt. Na sandeha, asandeha. Could have been an avyayi bhava. Asandeham it would be. Will you come to my house? Asandeham. Definitely. No doubt. Like that it would be. Right? Vivada is dispute. Na vivadaha, avivadaha. There's no dispute. Vigna, obstacle. Na vigna will become avigna. Patu, proficient, skillful. Na patuhu, apatuhu. Ashvaha, anashvaha. Could mean some other animal. Okay. See, here I'm just giving you a simple meaning. No obstacle. But here I'm trying to show you it's more likely to be a anyarthe or a, tatsadrishyam. Na upalabdhihi, anupalabdhihi. Non-gain. Right? So it could mean opposed to loss. It could also mean it's less gain. Need not be totally abhava. So contextually we have to see. Na agamanam, anagamanam. Non-rival. Na panthaha, apanthaha. Now this could be virodhartha. Could be anyartha. Other than a path. You go on a non-path in some, take a shortcut somewhere, not a road. So these are examples of 9. More examples. Anityaha. What will it be? Na nityaha, anityaha. Not forever. Asat. Sat will become what? Asat. Not sat. Avinashi. Vinashi, that which is subject to destruction or loss or non-appearance. Avinashi, opposite of that, not subject to that. Avinashi tu tad vidhi. Yena sarvamidam tatam. That is Avinashi here, okay? Adarshanam. Vashya, if you go and say, he'll say Avinashi, Avinasha, Adarshanam, Abhavam. What does it mean? You take one more nudge and do the job. Adarshanam, not being seen. You want to know which meaning it is? It means abhavam. All none. But still, with these two words, I can give the meaning of Avinashi. And that means I am giving abhavartha none here. Okay. Then ajaha could be a goat, but here it means what? Not born. Ajaha. Najaha, ajaha. Achalaha, nachalaha, achalaha. Not something that doesn't move. Adahyaha. Dahya, that which can be burnt. Adahyaha, that which cannot be burnt. Achedyaha. Gita examples, okay? Chedya, that which can be pierced. Achedya cannot be pierced. Vyaktaha, manifest. Avyaktaha, not manifest. Chintyaha, that which can be thought about, contemplated upon. Achintyaha, not available for thought. Vikarya, that which can be modified. Avikaryaha, that which cannot be modified. Vadhyaha, that which can be killed. Look, all these vikarya, vadhya, chintya. These are all examples of what? Kritya pratyayas. You remember, vadhayogyaha, vadhyaha. That which can be or deserves to be destroyed, killed, is vadhya. Vadhyaha is different. Blameworthy. Vadhyaha is different. The and dha make a big difference, okay? Be cautious. Kirtihi, praise, fame. Akirtihi, absence of fame. Or it could mean what? Opposed to fame. Means, somebody saying something. Klaibyam mas magamapartha. Akirti karam Arjuna. Akirti karam means what? That which will cause akirti. What is akirti? Not absence of praise. It means you will be slandered. There will be criticism. So it is what kind of nany now? You can see clearly. It is virodharthe nany, natu abhavarthe. Okay? Avachya. Avachya means which can be said, should be said, worth saying, not blameworthy. Avachya, like a swear word. Avachya. Unutterable. So avachya would be what? Probably it will be a anyarthe. Different from vachya, not absence of vachya. Vipaschit. Say avipaschitah. In Gita, you'll see the word avipaschitah. Means what? Na vipaschitah. And what does Bhashyakara say? Amedhasaha, avivekinaha. He is basically telling you, vipaschit means what? One who has medha, one who has viveka. He is covering both. Because simple word. He doesn't tell you na vipaschitah. He could tell that too. He may have, I don't remember often. Now, anantaha. What is anantaha? You could say na antaha, anantaha. But typically in our world, what will it be? Antaha na vidyate yasya. Or avidyamanam antaha yasya. Anantaha, that will be bahuvrihi. That's why I put an asterisk. So you know it's not nany Tatpurusa example, okay? It is not nany. Not a Tatpurusha. Similarly, anudvigna manaha. Anudvigna manaha. What kind of word is that? What is the word there? Na udvigna manaha. Manas is what kind of a gender? Is it masculine, feminine, or neuter? Manas. It is neuter. How does it decline? Manas, manasi, manamsi. Therefore, plural of manas should be what? Manamsi. But here what do you find? Manaha. Means what? Gender is changed. Na udvignam manaha yasya saha. Will become anudvigna manas. Sakaranta. Pullinga you decline. Anudvigna manaha. Not plural, singular. Okay? Vedaha, vedasau, vedasaha. So it will look like Rama, it's not. It is manas. Sakaranta. Anudvigna manas. Swami, manas is neuter, but anudvigna manas is not neuter. It's masculine. Why? It's a bahuvrihi compound. Takes gender of what it is qualifying. Okay? Ashantaha. What will ashantaha be? Na shantaha, ashanta. Not quiet. Not peaceful. Agyaha. What will be the vakya? Na gyaha. Na gyaha. What is gyaha? What kind of word is gya? It is a word or just one letter? Gya. It's a word. How did it become a word? Janati iti gyaha. That's all the vigraha is. Janati iti gyaha. What kind of word is janati iti gyaha? It's a kridanta. Not samasa, okay? Janati iti gyaha. Karoti iti krit. Karta. Karoti iti karta. Janati iti gyata. Another possible form is what? janati iti gyaha. What does it mean? I am saying it is kartari vyutpatti. We are talking of an agent of knowing, and he's called gyaha. Therefore, what nan for that? Nagyaha, agyaha. Okay, is that clear? If I say, is that clear? It says, look here. Very interesting. Okay. Asaktaha. What is asaktaha? Saktaha, na saktaha. Not connected too strongly. Not involved. Asaktaha. Karma. Karman pratipadika. Na karma, akarma. Vidya, na vidya, avidya. Jnanam, na jnanam, ajnanam. What is this apradaya? What does apradaya look like? Pra, upasarga, da, dhatu. Then what? Tva was there, replaced by lyap. Nan is coming. Compound is being formed. And therefore, nan will become a. Apradaya. Okay. What about this? See, nanavaptam avaptavyam. Anavaptam. Anavaptam is what? Na avaptam. Na praptam. Vashikara will say anavaptam apraptam. Now, nanavaptam avaptavyam. What is avaptavyam? What is avaptavyam? To be gained. It has no nun, okay? Just because you see a in the beginning, don't try to think it's all nun. This is not an example for nun, okay? Avapta, somebody a is in the beginning. Y is next. It's not a vowel. Therefore, it must be nun. No, there is no word called vaptavyam, okay? You will be in trouble. Right? Because see, in the beginning, we have too much enthusiasm. Any word we'll see, we'll try to fit it in. So we should be cautious. The word which follows the nun must be a meaningful word. Otherwise, you can't make a compound. Okay. So just to make you aware of these, I have thrown a few extra. It's not example of Tatpurusha. In fact, it's not an example of nun. What is avaptavyam? You have to find out. Okay. That will be tavya pratyaya is there. All right. With what? Avap. What is avap now? You have to find out. Okay. Then atandritaha. All Gita words I picked up. Okay. Atandritaha means what? Na tandritaha. What is tandra? Laziness. Therefore, Bhashikara says analasaha. What is analasaha? Na alasaha, analasaha. One who is not lazy. Okay. This I told you earlier. Avignamastu ityado vignanam abhava iti vigraha. There is an avyayi bhava comp. Okay. And sometimes you have compounds with a na other than na. So, for example, na ekadha. You have a compound naikadha. It could be a compound, it could be separate words or just sandhi. Both are possible. Swara may change. So this is, if it's a compound, it's going to be a supsupa samasa, not an antatpurusha. Similarly, na antariyakam becomes nantariyakam. No interval, no gap. That's again an example of non-nantatpurusha. So here the samasa is the word na, which is not nan. If it was nan, what would have happened? You would have had a form like, naikadha, sorry, anekadha and anantariyakam. That's what would have happened. Okay. So that's what I have explained to you. All right. So this is Nanj story. You have any question on Nanj? You can ask. Okay, we'll move forward then. No questions mean we'll move forward. So with this, I would like to say I've done enough Tatpurusha for now. Okay. You have a good understanding of Tatpurusha. We covered most of the varieties in some detail. Not full detail, but good detail. Now we'll get into bahuvrihi compound. Okay. What is bahuvrihi? Should remember that first. Long ago, you heard bahuvrihi. So, what are the basics of compounds? Two padas. Purvapada, Uttarapada. Two padas are there. One is pradhana, one is apradhana. May not, maybe both pradhana, both apradhana, all are possibilities, right? So, what is pradhana? What is connected to the verb, which goes the compound, right? So, if it is Uttarapada pradhanam, then what kind of compound is it? Tatpurusha, which we have seen so far. Hopefully, that is clear at least. Purvapada pradhanam will be what? Avyayi bhava. Ubhaya pada pradhanam or sarva pada pradhanam will be what? Dvandva. And what is bahuvrihi? All padas are apradhana. Therefore, what? Anya pada pradhanam. Anya is other than the words participating in the compound. Spashtam va? Okay. Then. Okay. Bahuvrihi. Prayah anya padartha pradhanah bahuvrihi. What we just saw. Generally. Why generally? Because there will be some funny exception somewhere. We have to be cautious. Okay. All right. Anya padam is equal to samasa aghatakam padam. This is the language used in Samskrita Bharati. Ghataka means what? That which will make a samasa happen. Okay. Ghatayati iti ghataka. So samasa aghatakasya padasya artha. A word which is not there in a compound. A word which is not there in a compound. If that is the meaning of the compound, why? Because samasa aghatakasya padasya artha yadi kriyaya anvitah bhavati. Kriyanvaya means what? What is the verb denoting? So if I say Raja Purusham Anaya, what is it denoting? Not Raja. You want that Purusha, the fellow who worked for the king. Otherwise, say Rajana Manaya. Why Raja Purusham Anaya? Right? So Ragyaha Purusha, Raja Purusha. What is Pradhana? Uttara Pradhana. Right? So when you have a situation where the words which are forming the compound, none of them are denoted by the verb, then what will it be? It will be a bahuvrihi compound. Anyapada pradhanam. What is Anyapada pradhanam? Where a word other than the words involved in forming the compound is denoted by the verb when the compound is talked about. Like what? Bahuvrihi. Bahu means what? Much. Vrihi is what? Rise. Do we much rise? No. We mean one who has a lot of rice. Literally, no. One who is rich. Rudhyartha. Okay. Dashakantaha. One who has 10 necks. We're not talking of 10, we're not talking of necks. We're talking of a person who has 10 necks. That is Ravana. Shanmukha. One who has 6 faces.
Swamiji not sharing.
Chaturmukha. I'm not
Swamiji,
showing it. I am not showing anything. Chaturmukha, one who has 4 faces. Okay. So these possibilities are all there. But suppose I chaturmukhani, I may mean 4 faces. It need not be bahuvrihi all the time. You have to be cautious. Okay. Right. So bahuvrihi is this. Then example he gives, in the Sanskrit Bharati. What is the example? Yatha pitam kshiram yena saha. By whom milk has been drunk is what? Pita kshiraha. Suppose I say pita kshira mana, what will you bring? You will neither bring what is drunk nor the milk. What will you bring? You will bring a boy who has just drunk milk. Balaha. That is the Anyapada. Pita kshiraha does not have a meaning of drunk, doesn't have a meaning of milk. It means one who has drunk milk. Okay. Therefore, he says, Pitaha kshiraha balaha gacchati ityatra pitapadasya kshirapadasya va artaha gamana kriyaya anvitaha na bhavati. So, anvitaha na bhavati. So, the word gacchati does not talk of either pita or kshira. What does it talk about? It is talking about a boy who is neither the meaning of the word pita nor the meaning of the word kshira. That is what we mean by anyapada pradhanam. Then what? Kintu samasa aghatakasya balapadasya anyapadasya artaha anvito bhavati. The word gacchati is denoting bala who is not part of the compound, words forming the compound, pita kshira. Okay. So, definition. Anyasya padasya arthe vartamanam anekam subantam samasyate. 2 or more words can combine together to form a bahuvrihi compound. And what gender? All 3 genders it is possible, depending on the gender of the anya pada. Like what? Chaturbujaha, Chatvaru, Pujaha, Yasya. One who has 4 shoulders is called Chaturbuja, Brahmaji. Chinmudrankita Karaha. Chinmudraya Ankitaha Karaha Yasya. What? Chinmudrankita Karaha. Chitaha Mudra, Chinmudra. So like this, it's a bahurihi again. Varadahasta. You will say Varadahasta. Bhagavan, no? Varadahasta. Who is he? Varadaha hastaha yasya saha. What is Varadaha? Varam dadati iti Varadaha. Upapada Tatpurusha. So this is Upapada Tatpurusha Garbhita bahuvrihi. Like this I will say sometimes. Okay. Brahmanishta is what? Brahmani nishtha yasya saha. Brahmanishta. This is clear so far, bahuvrihi. This is not something new. We have said this many times. Now, do you remember Karmadharaya Tatpurusha? We have a recollection of Karmadharaya. Someone help me remember. I have forgotten. What is Karmadharaya Tatpurusha?
Samanadikaranam.
Samanadikaranam, correct. But Samanadikaranam means what? What will be Vigraha? Give me an example.
Sat Chit Ananda.
Okay. Sadeva Chit. It's a Sadeva Chit. Right? Suppose a Veera Purusha. Veeraha Purushaha Veera Purushaha. Simple Vigraha is Veeraha Purushaha. Are the 2 words in Samanadikaranyam or not? Viraha, Purushaha. Yes. Now, in bahuvrihi also it will be what? Samanadhikarana will be there, generally. But what is pradhana? In karmadharaya, the words are talking of the same thing. In bahuvrihi, they are talking of different thing, different from the words involved. Therefore, the sutra will say anekam anya padarthe. What is anya padartha? That's important. If that's in Panini Sutra world, okay, not for your understanding. If he did not say anekam anya padarthe, then karmadharayas would all have become bahuri. So that anya padartha is very important. Otherwise, karmadharaya also samanadhikarane. Prathama Vibhakti. Words are in Prathama Vibhakti. But in bahurihi, what will happen? So when I say Viraha Purushaha, can you say Viraha Purushaha Yasmin Saha? No. Viraha Purusha is one thing. Viraha Purusha. If I add two more words in Samanadhikaran, you will never get some Anyapada. They will all be qualifying each other. Therefore, Bahuvrihi Vigraha, what will you find? You will always find one more word. Like what? Viraha Purushaha Yasmin. Viraha Purushaha Yena. Viraha Purushaha Yasma. Something you will find. Then only you'll get Anyapada. Are you with me? If you're putting all words in same case, Prathama Bhakti, you will get Karmadharaya. Therefore, there will be an extra word. And that extra word could be Prathama Bhakti. Sorry, could be Dvitiya Bhakti. Prathama will become Karmadhara, I told you. It will be either Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, or Saptami. Is that clear? So generally, Bahuvrihi has got words in the same case related. But sometimes words can be in different cases too, mainly seventh case. Okay. So that's why the example here, see, Varadaha Hastaha. First case, Yasya, sixth case. So here, Brahmani Nishtha, not Brahma and Nishtha. This is seventh case. Okay. So a Bahuvrihi, where you will find the words are in first case. It will be called as Samanya Bahuvrihi, general Bahuvrihi, Samanadhikarana Bahuvrihi. And words where two words are in different cases, it will be called Vyadhikarana Bahuvrihi. Different adhikarana. Vyadhikarana Bahuvrihi. Okay. Now, when you make a compound, generally I have not talked too much about this, but now in Bahuri, it may help you. Most Bahuris are two padas, okay? Sometimes you will have 3, 4, etc. But two padas are common. That's enough for us for now. Two pada Bahuri. Dvipada Bahuri. So now, which word should come first? Two words are there, you know. So if I say Dasha Kantha, two words are there. Why not Kantha Dashaha? How do you understand a compound? Language is Dasha Kantha, Chaturmukha, Kanthe Kalaha, Brahmani Nishtha. So which word should come first in a Bahuri compound? So simple rule. So we look at 2 or 3 rules here which will help us. So first rule is what? Saptami Visheshane Bahuvrihau. Saptami Visheshane Bahuvrihau. And I'm telling you rule based on what will come first. So when you have Brahmani Nishtha, what do you have here? Seventh case word is there? That will come first. You cannot have Nishtha Brahma. It will be Brahma Nishtha. Why? Seventh case word will come first. Saptami. Another example is what? Here, Kanthe Kalaha. One who has a black in his kantha, Kanthe, seventh case. Therefore, Kanthe came first. And is an example of Aluk Samasa. Otherwise, it should have been Kanthakal. Aluk means that vibhakti ending doesn't get dropped in the Purvapada. Second example, Chitra Guhu. Chitra Gu. What is Chitra Gu? This is typical example for bahuvrihi. Chitra Gavaha Yasya Saha. Chitra Gavaha Yasya Saha. So, what does it mean now? Gavaha. If he only has cows, you don't need a compound. It'll be Goman. Adita will do it. But what does he have? He has cows which are spotted. Chitra. So the cow is being Visheshita. It's being qualified. Which kind of cows is being said by the word Chitra? So if I say rice, vrihi, but how much rice? How much? Bahu, much. Much is qualifying what? Rice. Visheshana. Okay. Dasha Kantha. Kantha is there. What am I qualifying? How many throats? In a way qualifying. Okay. So Visheshana. Not necessarily. There could be another rule for it. Okay. But what I'm saying is you will find if you have a qualifier or a word in seventh case, that will come first. A qualifier or a word in seventh case will come first in a bahuvrihi compound. One rule. Okay. There are some exceptions. Therefore, there are, sarvanama sankhyayoho upasankhyanam. Means what? If there is a sarvanama or a number, that should come first in a bahuvrihi also. This is Vartikar. I saying you forgot. You only said Saptami and Visheshana. That's not enough. You would have said what? Sarvanama, Sankhya, Saptami, Visheshane, Bahuvrihi. That would have been correct, Sutra. You didn't do it. I'm telling you what the error is. It should have said what? Sarvanama, Sankhya should also be included here. Means what? If you have a Sarvanama or a number, that should come first. That is why Dasha Kantaha. Okay? Not because of Visheshana. Dvishuklaha. Sarvashvetah. Sarva is a sarvanama. That which is white all over. Sarvashvetah. Like that. Then, now the point is, it says, sometimes, that rule may be broken. So, deer, priyaha. What is deer? Jaggery is deer. Guda is deer. Okay. Now, here you have possibilities both ways. Guda priyaha or priya guda. When the word priya is involved, it could go both ways. This we don't need. Okay. But this is important. First one is most important. Saptami and Visheshanas will go in the first place. First word in the compound. Then the second very important rule for us called Nishtha. Nishtha means what? Remember Nishtha? Don't think of Brahma Nishtha, okay? This won't help here. What is Nishtha here? Nishtha means Kta and Ktavatu Pratyaya. Kta and Ktavatu Pratyaya. Ktavatu, do you remember what is Kta? You have many words. Pathita, Ghatita, Kuntita, Krita, Labdha, Gudha, different words, endings, but they're all Kta, modification of Kta. Prasanna, Bhinna, all these are what? Kta Pratyaya. What is Tavatu? Tavatu is Kartari, Bhute. Like Gatavat, Khaditavat, etc. Right? So both of these are called what? Nishtha. Pratyayas are called Nishtha. There's Sutra. Ta, Tavatu, Nishtha. Ta, Tavatu, Nishtha. Ta, cha, Tavatu, cha. Ta, Tavatu. Why u, pashuhu, pashu, dual case. Itare itara dvandva there. So, ta tavatu nishtha. But here what do we mean? We don't mean only pratyaya. A word which is ending in a nishtha pratyaya. A word ending in kta or ktavatu, which is what is called nishtha. When such a word is participating in a bahuvrihi compound, then what will happen? That nishtha word will come first. Will come first. Okay. So, gata dhanaha. Gata dhanaha. What is the first word? Gata. Second word, dhanam. Correct? So now, first word is what kind of word? Ending in kta pratyaya or not? Is it nishtha or not? Nishtanta? Yes. Therefore, where should we place in the compound? First. So, gata dhanam will be what? Bahuvrihi. Not, not money which has gone away. It is not dhanaha gataha. It is gata dhanaha. Means bahuvrihi. Krita krityaha. Krita krityaha. What is the first word? Krita. Is that a nishtha or not? Nishtha ending word? Yes. Therefore, what kind of a compound is it then? Bahuvrihi. Kritam or kritani, krityani, yena saha. One by whom whatever has to be done has been done. How do you know it's a bahuvrihi? Krita is coming first. Suppose like kritya kritani. It could be karmadharaya. Krityani chatani kritani. Could be. All I'm saying is you should be cautious. If nishtha ending word is first, think bahuri first. It will save you a lot of trouble. Very common in Bhasham. If you go look, you'll find tens of examples. So, Nishthantam bahuvrihau purvam syat. Nishthantam means what? A word ending in tar tavatu. In a bahuvrihi, where will it be? It will be first. Example is what? Krita krityaha. Then, praharanarthebhyascha pare nishtha saptamyau. And now, he says, see this, I should have, actually, I think I should have kept it probably. Should be okay. Yeah. So here, see, praharana means that which is a weapon. And he's raised it. Udyataha. Asi is a sword. Now, Udyata is Nishtha. Where should it come first? Should have come first. Udyata Asi should have become. It becomes Asi Udyataha. Why? Because if Praharana is there, then Nishtha will come later. And Saptami word, if it is there, that will come later. When a weapon is in the hand, Dandaha Panau Yasya Saha. Dandaha Panau Yasya Saha. What should have come? Should have been Pani Dandaha based on Saptami Visheshana. Right? But what happens? Becomes Dandapani. Why? Because of this Vartika. Okay? Sometimes it may flip. So, Va Ahitagnyadishu means what? There's an optionality here. What is the optionality? You can say Agni Ahitaha or Ahitagnihi. Jataputraha or Putrajataha. Swamiji, I never heard Putrajataha. Jataputraha Yajeta, I have heard. You know? No, both are valid. Putrajataha is equal to Jataputra. How come you have both? That's an optionality. Though it is Nishtha, Ahita is a Nishtha. Dha plus Ta, Ahita. Yet, it can come either first or it can come later. Similarly, Jata or Jata second. Some words are like that. Okay? Is this clear so far? If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. So now we'll look at some examples. So first we'll look at what is called a Samanya Bahuvrihi. What is Samanya Bahuvrihi? Samanadikarana Bahuvrihi. It's what? Samanadikarana Bahuvrihi Reva Atra Samanya Shabdera Vyavahruta. This is Sanskrit Bharati's language, okay? They call it Samanya Bahuvrihi. It may not be called elsewhere. Sanskrit Bharati will call it like that. Now, two more words I want to introduce. Tadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi and Atadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. What is this? Tadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. Now look at a word. If I say, Neelambaraha, sorry, Neelambaraha. What does it mean? Neela means blue. Ambara means cloth. So Neelambara will mean what? One in Bahuri. Neelam Ambaram Yasya Saha. One whose clothes are blue. Feminine become what? Neelambara or Neelambari. You have to see what would be the rule. I'm not sure offhand. Okay. But what is important is if I say, look at this Neelambari in the class. The compound has the two words Neela and Ambara and it suggests the meaning of the compound. You can see the words in the compound word. Are you with me? If I say Neelambara, that blue cloth you will see on a person who's wearing it. The meaning of the Neelambara is what? One who has blue clothes. And the word blue cloth is the two words in the compound. And you will see them in that Anyapada. Okay. But suppose I say Chitragu. Chitragu. What does it mean? One who has spotted cows. When you see the person, do you see spots or do you see the cow? You don't see either. Do you? You don't. Suppose a Dashakanta. When you see Ravana, you will see 10 necks. Correct? You will see 10 necks. But if I say Drishta Samudra, Drishtaha Samudraha Yena Saha, one who has seen the ocean. See, a person living in South India will be typically be Drishta Samudraha. Person living in Himalaya will be what? In Uttarakhand, he'll be one who has seen Hima, Drishta Hima. So Drishta Samudra will want to be Drishta Hima will want to be Drishta Samudra. Right? But when you look at both these fellows, one from Rishikesh, one from Tamil Nadu, Rameshwaram, do you see the ocean and do you see the mountain that follow? You don't. So where the compound word, the meaning of the compound word is seen in the two words, the compound will be called Tadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. It's called Tadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. And where these words forming the compound are not seen in Anyapada, not recognizable directly, that is called Atadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. Nanjo, okay? Na. Not Tad Samvigyana Bahuvrihi will be Atad Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. This is clear. Let me see what I can do with that. If you go to your Ashtadhyaya and look in the Kosha, you will find this, the grammar dictionary. A connection. What is Tadguna Samvigyana? Literally, a connection with what is denoted by the constituent numbers. Refers to a kind of Bahuvrihi compound where what? The word refers to a kind of bahuvrihi, whereas the object denoted by the compound includes also what is denoted by the constituent members of the compound. Example is what? Sarvadini. Sarvadi is the compound. Sarvadini, sarvanamani. Right? Sarva is in the beginning of which is Sarvadi, and you find both those words on the compound. Okay. So that is what is a Tadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. Okay. Atadguna is the opposite of it. Why I'm mentioning these two words? Because sometimes Bhashyakara will quietly say Atadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. He will quietly say that, and you should know what it means. Means what? It will be like Drishta Samudra. Whereas Pitambara, Neelambara, etc. will all be what? Or if I say Lohitakshi, red-eyed. Red and eye is already there, red-eyed. You'll see it. All right. Then. So those are two terms I want to introduce you. Tadguna Samvigyana Bahurihi and Atadguna Samvigyana Bahuvrihi. Okay. Now, what is Samanya Bahurihi? Where the words in the compound are qualifying one. There's only one thing being qualified. Both are in Samanadhikaran. But what they denote cannot be one of them. It denotes something other than Anyapada. And how that relates to Anyapada can be second case, third case, fourth case, fifth case, sixth case, seventh case. All these are possibilities. Sambodhana won't come, okay? So first case can't come, Sambodhana cannot come. What else can come? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. But what is important? That the two words involved in the compound, assuming Vipada Bahurihi, they are all in Prathama Bhakti. The connection to the Anyapada is through second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Is that clear? Examples we'll see. Dvitiya Artha Bahuri. What is it? Praptam Udakam Yam. Praptam Udakam Yam. Praptodako Grama. Praptam Udakam Yam. What is Yam? Yam is second case, okay? Yaha Yau Ye, Yam Yau Yan. Or, basically, if you take neuter also, what will you get? Will you get Yam? Won't get it. Or will it come? 1 second. Okay. So, now what? Tattetani, like that you'll get Yatyayan. So you won't get a Yam there. So, now what is happening is this. Praptam Udakam. What is the gender? Praptam, first case. Udakam, first case, neuter. Don't think it's all second case, okay? It can be confusing to you. Praptam Udakam is first case. This is Samanadhikaranyam. But the Anyapada is connected through second case. Yam. Praptam Udakam Yam. That which has got water. So suppose you're laying water pipes or you're digging a canal. The canal water has reached a certain village. That village which has been reached by the canal water. The village is the object, connection to the object. Therefore, Praptam Udakam Yam. That is Gramaha. Example is what? A Bahurihi where the connection is through second case. Do not confuse this with Vyadhikarana Bahuri. This is only Samana Bahuri, Samanadhikarani Bahuri only because Praptam Udakam are both first case. Okay. Long ago, I used to be confused like that. That's why I'm telling you that. Then, I'm not sharing, or am I sharing this text screen now? Maybe I'm not
Yes, Swamiji, you're sharing.
sharing. Okay. So, Dvitiyartha, after that, Tritiyartha. Tritiyartha bahuvrihi is what? Udhaha, first case. Rathaha, first case. Connection is through what? Yena, third case. Therefore, connection is through Tritiya. Tritiyartha bahuvrihi mudahara. Example. Udha means a chariot is yoked or carried by which? Like a horse or a camel or whatever. Kritam bhojanam yena saha. Kritam bhojanam first case. Yena is third case connection. Krita bhojanaha. Adhitam kavyam yaya sa. Feminine. By one by whom poetry has studied. Adhitam kavyam first case. Yaya third case. And this saha, saha, sa, saha, they will always be first case. Because you're talking of a compound first case. Okay. Arudham yanam yena saha. One by whom a vehicle has been boarded or mounted will be called arudha yanaha. Now, note here. Udhaha. Udhaha. Krita. Adhita. Arudha. What is the pratyaya in these words? Harsha, you have a question or you want to answer that? Either way.
No, Swamiji, I wanted to answer. Pitta pratyaya.
Ta pratyaya. Good. So where should it come in a bahuvrihi? First. That's why it's all you can see. In all of them, the ta pratyanta is the beginning. Arudha. Right? Krita. They're all. So, udhaha rathaha yena. Kritam bhojanam yena. By one by whom food has been eaten. Adhitam kavyam yena. One by whom poetry has been studied. Arudham yanam yena. One by whom a vehicle amount has been mounted. Pravishta shala yena saha. One by whom a hall is entered. Entered, pravishta. That is the meaning. So, pravishta shalaha. So, you can see this is an example of what? The nishtha pratyayanta is meant first. Okay. Here also what? Praptodakaha. Gramaha. Prapta is again nishtha pratyayanta. Okay. Chaturthi. Chaturthi artha bahuri. What is it? Upahritaha pashuhu yasmai. In a yaga, an animal is given. Is given. What is the example? Fourth case, what? What you give away. This is sampradana. Therefore, yasmai. The one to whom the animal is given away, sorry, is called upahrita pashu. See, if you don't know this, you might think upahrita pashu stands for an animal. It is not. It is Rudra to whom the pashu is offered. Upahritaha pashu yasmai. Yes, Ganeshanji.
Swamiji, Rishabha has, that will be.
Look, now you think. Is Arudha first?
It is coming in second one.
So what will it be? It will likely be Dvitiya Tatpurusha. Rishabham Arudha, Rishabharudha. Shritatita Patita Gatyasta. You would go and look at Dvitiya Tatpurusha rules. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But once you say Vrishabharudha, Arudha means what? Just take the word Arudha. What does it mean?
Who has mounted.
Now the point is, Kta Pratyaya can be Kartari or Karmani or Bhave. Arudha is Kartarikta. Therefore, Arudha kaha? Kaha Arudha? Rudraha, Pashupatihi. Kam Arudaha, Rishabham Arudha. What is he mounted? A Rishabha, a bull. Therefore, what's the compound? Rishabha Arudaha. Rishabham Arudaha, Rishabha Arudaha. What kind of compound? Arudaha is Pradhana, not Rishabha, not Anyapada. Swami, in Arudha, Pashuhu, why Arudha is not Pradhana? A, that meaning is different. We want to talk of something other than Arudha or the animal. Whatever. The point is, though the word Arudha is there, for example was what? Example what? Arudham yanam yena. Arudha means mounted. Okay? This is karmani, not kartari. Sorry, it is kartari. Arudham yena. Sorry. So kartari. Yanam yena. But we are not interested in who mounted on what is there. We want the Arudha means mounting. Jnana is the vehicle. We are not interested in either. We are interested in one who mounted the vehicle. Therefore, Arudayana is bahuvrihi. Whereas Rishabharudaha is Arudha is the fellow who mounted. Therefore, Tatpurusha. Okay? Harsha?
Swamiji, the example that you just mentioned, I thought I heard Upahritaha, but the text was something else. Upanataha.
One second. Upahrita. Oh, that's a typo. That's a problem of typo, I think. Or it could be the way it's showing up. Let's see. No, it didn't work. Yeah, that's the way it should have been. Okay. So good. Thank you for pointing it out. Sometimes I use what is typed up. Sometimes I type myself. Either way, errors creep in. So when you find them, point them out. It's good. So uparutaha pashu. Sorry, should not have been taha here. Uparutha pashu. See, what happens really here is this oo is because of sandhi. Upahrita pashu, rudraha, because of ra following, it's becoming, right, 1 second. Yeah, because that is becoming upahrita pashu, become upahrita pashu. Otherwise, upahrita pashu, rudraha. Okay. Then, panchami artha. Udhritaha odanaha yasyaha sa. Udhritaha odanaha, rice which is taken out. From what? That's the Anyapada. Therefore, Udhrita Udana is Panchami connection, and that means the pot from which the rice is pulled out, drawn out, taken out. Similarly, Patitani Parnani Yasmat. Leaves have fallen. From where? That is Anyapada. Otherwise, Patitani Parnani, if you just take these two, it will be what? Karmadharaya. Similarly, Udhrita Udana will be what? Karmadharaya. But connection is Yasmat. From where did they fall? So it's talking of a tree. Patita Parnaha. Vrikshaha. Again, see, Patita has come first. Galitani Pushpani Yasyaha Sa. Ones whose flowers have wilted, probably. Galitani. Will become Galita Pushpa. Why Pushpa? Because qualifying Lata. So what is Vrikshaha? Galita Pushpaha. That's what will happen. Is this clear? Covering a lot of ground, but not difficult in my mind. Then Shashti, very common, Shashti bahuvrihi. Chitra gavaha yasya saha, very common. To become what? Chitra guhu. Okay. Go becomes gu. There are some reasons. We are not getting into them right now. Rupavati bharya yasya saha. One who has a beautiful wife. Rupavat bharya. So There are some more things to be looked at here. Maybe if possible, I'll cover it later, but I will defer it for now. Dridha bhakti yasya saha will become what? Sorry, that should have been Dridha bhakti. One whose devotion is unflinching becomes Dridha bhakti. Again, watch. Dridha is first word. Sir, here, sarva priya yasya saha. What is the first word here? Sarva. Why? Because it's sarvanama. Sarvanama comes first, number comes first. Vishale akshini yasya saha will be what? Or yasyaha sa. One who has large eyes. Who will she be? Vishalakshi. Annapurne Vishalakshi. No? So you have a nice song. Annapurne Vishalakshi. That's why I made it feminine. So you can say Vishalakshi. Or you can say Vishalaksha, one with big eyes. Why is Vishala coming first? It is a qualifier for Akshini, for eyes. Therefore, qualifier comes first. Seventh case comes first, qualifiers come first, Nishtha comes first, Sarvanama comes first, number comes first. So you can see what's going on, okay? Because people have been asking, Swamiji, how to distinguish Tatpurusha from bahuvrihi? These are all hints. Okay. Nivrittihi dharma yasya saha. Nivritti dharma. This is dharman pratipadika. Therefore, nivritti dharma. Another example of bahuvrihi. Of what kind of bahuvrihi? Shashti. All yasya, 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 yasya. That's the connection. Saptami. Viraha purushaha yasmin saha. What will it be? Vira purushaha. Now suppose I wrote Vira purushaha gramaha asti. What will you understand? It's a village where many brave people live. But if you don't know Bahuri, what will you think? Veera Purushaha is a fellow, Veera Purushaha. Grama is a village. How both of them Samana Karanyam? They should have said Veera Purushaha, Gramancha Staha. Two things are there. Bhavataha. Dual should have come. Why singular? Asti. Because Veera Purushaha is an adjective to Gramaha. Now, generally, the authors, good authors, what will they do in such cases? You have an optional Samasanta Pratyaya. Samasanta Pratyaya means what? A Pratyaya which is part of a compound but comes only when there's a compound. And the Samasanta Pratyaya called Kap. What is it letter there? Alantyam itu. Pakara goes. What will remain? Ka. So the compound become what? And this Ka can generally be added to any bahuvrihi without changing its meaning. Swartha Pratyaya. Swartha means what? Without changing the meaning of the pratyaya does not add any new meaning, but it changes the form. So what will happen now? Veera Purushakaha Gramaha. If you see Veera Purushaka, you can be sure it is not Tatpurusha, it is bahuvrihi, because Ka will give it away. So if I am writing, I will not write Veera Purushaha Grama. I will write what? Veera Purushakaha Gramaha. So that there is no confusion. But there is no rule that you put a Ka. It's optional. Ka can be there, Ka may not be there. Right? So with that, we have finished up to Saptami Artha. We have finished all this. The Samanya Bahu, Samana Bahuvrihi. Now we look at Vyadhikaran. Okay. So we'll stop here. If you all are okay, we can do one class tomorrow and finish Bahuvrihi. Will that work? Same time, 6 p.m. Same link. So we will try to finish bahuvrihi, and then next Saturday, hopefully the last class for now. Okay, then I can finish Dvandva. We'll see what can be done. Okay. So if you have, I'll finish to prayer. Then if you have any questions, I'll take them. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Any questions?